Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
I am Margie Taylor, and welcome to our show today, Conroe Culture News, FM 104.5, 106.1, live streaming, irlonestar.com, also on Conroe Culture News at Facebook Live and YouTube Live, also on Our City TV, City of Conroe. So today we are going to have Isabelle.Dion, Bella, Family Services Manager from Forest Park, the Woodlands, talk all about their beautiful place that they have off of I-45 between Research and College Park. So, you have to get off on 242 and stay on the feeder before you get to Research as you're going towards Galveston. And so she's going to tell us a little bit about their facility and about Dignity Memorial. And the show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic and Team Sinisi Real Estate Group. So if you haven't noticed, the market is changing in real estate rapidly. The interest rates are moving up. And as before, there was like a bargaining war going on and you would get overpriced. It's now shifted to more of a buyer's market. So beware of that and learn the best way to get involved in buying or selling or investing with Team Sinisi Real Estate Group. And their number is 281-507-9777. Team Sinisi, because it's an easy name to remember. So also we have Roger Stein Chiropractors, and they are located at 3033 West Davis by Conroe High School and Taco Bell, servicing everyone from infants to seniors, athletes to professionals, with a focus on natural, holistic way to achieve optimal health and relieve pain. Dr. Stacy Rogers holds certifications in adjusting extremities, arm, legs, hands, feet, clinical nutrition, and prenatal pediatric care. It's only $25 if you're not a patient, and that all goes back to CASA, children that are involved in CPS. So she's very devoted to kids and has a monthly night that she does with a host of different themes, like as heroes or football teams or your favorite Disney character, and you dress up and you go there, and it just makes for a fun experience for the parents, the kids, and the doctors there. And again, that is Roger Stein Chiropractic, 3033 West Davis. So a few things that are happening around us. The Conroe Firefighters Foundation is hosting their annual Fire Up the Bands on Saturday, June 18th at 200 Main at the Hideaway, and that's behind 202 Main. And it's the 11th annual Fire Up the Bands, and they're going to have bands featuring Reed Southall Band, Cody Hibbard, and Tyler McCullum as the main show, and then they're having an after party as well with Cannon Brand and the Dirty River Boys. So if you want to know more about that, you can follow up with their Facebook page, Fire Up the Bands, with the Conroe Firefighters Foundation. You can also, on the same night, listen to country music down the road at the Crichton Theater on Saturday, June 18th, with the Walkin' the Line tribute band with Benny Wheels and Lisa Iron portraying Johnny Cash and Patsy Cline. Go to crichtontheater.org to find out more information. The next performance of the Players Theaters Company will begin June 24th, so in another week or so, and they will host Dearly Departed, and that will be their last show of their 55th season until September when they roll out their new performances. Lots to see, lots to do. Go to owentheater.com to find out the details of their upcoming shows or to get tickets for Dearly Departed. So June, you probably didn't know this, June is National Home Ownership Month. And to partner with that, Habitat for Humanity of Montgomery County is hosting an application workshop Saturday, June 25th at the Montgomery County Central Library, right there off the feeder road before you go to the Veterans Memorial Park. And that is from 9:30 to 3:30. So interested families or individuals can apply for home repairs or affordable housing at the workshop. No appointment is necessary. Just show up and they will tell you what you need to do. But it's important to bring your tax returns for the last 2 years, any paycheck stubs you have, just to show eligibility. But most of all, what I'm excited about is the 4th of July. So on July 2nd, the City of Conroe is partnering with other organizations, including the Conroe Symphony Orchestra, to have a Stars and Stripes celebration, absolutely free, with food trucks, inflatables, different things for kids to be active in, and the Conroe Symphony Orchestra will be holding a patriotic concert. Here's the best part. It's all free, and Heritage Park opens at 4 o'clock, and there will be fireworks. 9:15-ish, depending on when it gets dark and when they get ready. So you need to go there because this will be a fun celebration. Wear your red, white, and blue and come celebrate. So we're going to take a quick break. And our sponsors again are Roger Stein Chiropractic and Team Sinisi Real Estate, and we'll be right back.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
So my guest today is Isabelle.Dion, and referred as Bella, and she is the Family Service Manager at Forest Park, the Woodlands. So we're going to hear all about Forest Park, and it's actually a beautiful place. It really is. I actually first went there on February 1st. I can't forget that date. But we ended up burying my son there. And they have been very gracious. I love it. It was the right place. And as I go by his spot, like I did this morning, I wave and say hello. But so, Bella, tell me, how did you get started in the funeral business?
Well, thank you, Margie, for welcoming me to your show. I started years and years ago. It's a fun story, but I think we have time, right?
Oh, we have plenty of time.
Good, good, good. So it started when I was about 4 years old. I was playing with my little sister in a sandbox, and anything that would be around, let it be a goldfish or a little bird that fell from the nest, we needed to find a proper place of burial. So that sandbox quickly became a cemetery, and my little sister would come along, bring flowers, and cry while I was doing the prayer. So that's pretty much how it started. And fast forward, when I was 16 years old, the Canadian government, because as you know, I'm French-Canadian, originally from Montreal, and the Canadian government sent me to West Canada to learn English. And I spent 4 months living with a family in West Canada who own a funeral home. So that's how it started.
Interesting.
Yes, and it has been more than 30 years now. I came back to Montreal, did my mortician degree, and in Montreal.
So you're a mortician too?
I am mortician
I did not know
too.
all this.
Absolutely. That's how I started my career. I was making sure to make all the preparation, making sure the deceased look at peace, and this helped a lot families to go through the process of grief. Yes.
Huh. So you have feet on the ground. You know all the inside,
Well,
outside. You know all of it.
There are a lot to the funeral services that most people are unaware of. Yes, there are a lot that goes beyond the scene to assist families during this difficult time, yes.
So what brought you from Canada here?
So I was working for Dignity Memorial in Montreal, Canada, and I was offered the opportunity to lead some cemeteries and funeral homes in the Atlanta area. I spent 4 years there until I moved to Houston 7 years ago now.
Interesting. So do they do things differently in Canada, or is it the same? Because you're with the same company.
Actually, that's a great question. When we think of a loss, losing a loved one, it's always personal how we cope with grief, and our journeys are all unique. And however, what I discovered, wherever you are in the world as a human being, we all have that need to commemorate and honor our loved one. Now, how we do it sometimes can be a bit different based on our beliefs or culture or religion, but we all have that fundamental needs, yes.
Interesting. Okay, so you have been at Forest Park for how long?
At Forest Park, the Woodlands, this is my second year now.
Okay. And you enjoy it. You really enjoy it, right?
Well, enjoy it.
Well, I mean, you enjoy helping
Yes.
people,
Yes.
is what I mean.
Exactly.
You know, because it's all about the compassionate care.
Yes, I am privileged to be with one of the best team around. I have 25 dedicated and compassionate colleagues at Forest Park, the Woodlands, and we are here for the purpose of serving our families and making sure that this most stressful event in our lives that we're experiencing goes as smoothly as possible.
So what kind of training do you do for your team so that do they have to have that ability to be compassionate?
I believe it comes from inside.
Right.
Not necessarily something that we can train. Like on the technical side, yes, but it really needs with the character and who we are, that desire to serve and that purpose.
And you can feel it when you talk to them.
Yes.
So that's probably more important than teaching them the trade.
Yes, the technical skills we can teach, right? But what we have inside, the motivation and the values, hopefully they were learned way before starting this career. It is a rewarding career in the sense that the relationship that we build with families and the hugs that we receive at the end and the thank you notes saying we could not have gone through these days without your help, that's what makes us continue what we do.
It's a family. It's got to be solid. It's got to be a solid family, right, where you work.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, I'm blessed and privileged to be a part of an amazing team at the Woodlands.
So let's talk about the park. How large is it? It's pretty large, isn't it?
Yes, the park is about 70 acres. We still have another 50 acres undeveloped, so we have
Wow.
plenty of room. And what is unique at the Woodlands is we need to keep a certain part of the park in this natural state. So this is why Margie, as you explained, is such a beautiful place, because when you drive in, you truly see the feeling of being in the park.
The trees,
yes,
all of that.
There's something peaceful.
Animals.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have some Bambis, little deers, that are visiting us. And
And they run freely through there, right?
absolutely.
They're not corralled or fenced away.
Mm-mm.
That's part of the whole spirit of it, right? Is
Absolutely.
to keep it that way.
So it's a natural area so close to this city.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I mean, it's very peaceful there. So you also have a large chapel, and you have 2 mausoleums. Tell me about what a mausoleum is.
Mausoleum is an option available to families that wish to have their loved one or themselves to when they pre-plan and choose their final resting place be above ground. We have spaces where a casket can be entombed above ground, or
Oh, I didn't know that.
and what we have also, Margie, that is also very popular, we have columbariums. Those are spaces that are made to accommodate urns inside our building. So we have that. And right now, Margie, we have a new section that was built and completed a week ago, and they are glass front. What it means is you can see the urn through the glass, and you can also see different mementos or pictures or any personalization that the family has prepared, so that it is there to
That's
help the loved ones.
Interesting. You know, it's something we don't talk about, right? A lot of people don't talk about this, but it is eye-opening, and it is inevitable, right? It's going to happen.
It is part of living, you're right.
It is going to happen, even though we don't like to talk about it. And I did not know you could have a casket above ground. I didn't know that. I thought the only choices were burial or cremation. That's the end of the story. So,
Absolutely. So this is why the role of my team when it comes to pre-planning is so important, also to educate about those options, because yes, there are options, and especially nowadays with cremation, more and more options are available to families they don't know about, and that's our role, to educate and make sure that every details are taken care of.
so the park was started in November 1995.
That is correct. Yes.
Tell me the story of that and how it came to be.
Yes, well, as you know, when the Woodlands started its development, it was at that time decided that that area would be for a cemetery and a funeral home. So in the Woodlands, Forest Park is the only cemetery and funeral homes that is there. So that was
I
part
guess
of
I never thought about that. That is the only funeral home in the Woodlands?
it is.
Wow.
It is.
Okay.
And of course, in 1995, Woodlands wasn't as developed as it
Right.
is today, but we see that Mr. Mitchell had that vision, and that's...
So it was allotted for that primarily.
Absolutely.
So, and the whole 70 acres of it as well. It's been designated as that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's interesting. And you're only on 20 right now?
About that, yes. About
So
that.
much. So much more around there. You don't know that when you're just going by. You
No,
just drive by.
Absolutely. If you drive, especially on a service road now, and if you drive a little too fast, you may miss it.
Well, it is beautiful out there. And so you have a large chapel there. Do you do other things besides funerals there?
We have a celebration of lives that we do. Because celebrations of lives are interesting because not every families or everyone has this need for spiritual or religion. And a celebration of life is really taking the time to commemorate the person, what legacy this person is leaving, what makes this person unique, and how we all want to celebrate this person's life and how this person impacted others, share souvenirs and happy memories, and even some food can be involved, and why not a glass of wine, Margie?
Sure. And well, I know that you do after-hour things with the chamber and things like that. So it's a great opportunity. It's a beautiful building in there, and you can accommodate up to 250 people. I'm going to ask something weird. Have you ever done weddings there or anything? Because it's such a nice place.
Not that I'm aware of. I would need to ask my colleague.
I'm just wondering, because it actually really is. It's a beautiful setting. I don't know. Maybe that's a weird thought, but
we are proud of our facility and the
It's
care
beautiful.
and the maintenance that our team does to. It's second to none.
So you're also a mom.
Yes,
2 children?
absolutely. Jeremy, who's now 23, and Jeffrey, who just turned 19 last week. Yes.
So they're on their way to being adults.
Yes.
They're on their way. That doesn't mean it
Yes.
stops. I know.
So not off the payroll yet, right?
Yeah. So you work full time, and sometimes full time is more than full time, right?
Yes.
Being that my son is in that business, I know that sometimes it's like, what is family? He takes a break once in a while.
But I think, Margie, it's a common trait for other professions that involve people. We are on the people business,
Right.
And not an exact science, and we need to take the time. I remember one day I received a call, and the gentleman was going through a loss, didn't realize what time it was, and then when he found out, he couldn't stop apologizing. He says, "No, that's okay. We're here for you." And at the end of the day, that's what we do, Margie. That's what we signed up for. But to be a working mom full time, I couldn't do it without my awesome husband of 25 years.
That's great.
Bob.
Yes, Bob is great.
So my team also refers to Bob as my personal assistant. He assists me with all those other tasks.
I understand. And because it is a compassion care and it is involved people, life goes on and you never know when something's going to happen. So you got to take the time to listen to what the people are asking or needing from you at that time, because this is a very memorable time for them. So it has no limits, is what I'm saying. It can't be 8 to 5, because things happen other times too, where somebody needs assistance with their loved one.
That was a conversation with my sons when they were younger. They knew that from time to time, Mom would miss a football game or a hockey game.
That's good. They bring it up front and talk about it.
Absolutely, and they knew about it. However, always made sure that the time that I was there mattered.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was quality time all the time.
That's cool.
So I couldn't have done it without my husband. Now the boys are more on their own. They
I
don't
know,
need me as
but
much.
they always need their mom. I'm just saying, yes.
So
But that's very good.
For the moment, none of them wants to follow my footstep. My oldest is graduating from Texas A&M in teaching. And my youngest, Jeff, is graduating with the Lone Star program, the cybersecurity.
Oh, wow.
So
Very
they
diverse.
chose their own path, just
Of course.
like I did.
They have to.
Exactly. And
My kids all did the same too.
I shared with them, like, if you don't have a path, I will make sure to enroll you at Commonwealth Institute of Funeral Services on Ritchie Road and 45.
Wow.
And this is no mom. We have our own path.
So is that like a
That's
funeral
perfect.
school, kind of
Exactly,
like? I
yes.
didn't even know that existed.
Exactly. the Commonwealth Institute here in
Wow.
Houston has been there for many, many years. I don't know exactly how many, but it's there to train future funeral directors and mortician in the greater Houston area. Excellent school.
That's very interesting. Well, I want to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, because I want to dive into a little bit more about the school and what you learn and things like that. So we're going to be right back. I am Margie Taylor, Conroe Culture News, and I'm here with Isabelle.Dion from Forest Park, the Woodlands.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
So we are back, and we're talking about Forest Park, the Woodlands, and I'm here with Isabelle.Dion, and we were leading off about mortuary school. It's not called mortuary school. What is it called?
The Commonwealth Institute of Funeral Services.
Funeral
in Houston,
services.
yes.
What do you learn there?
Well, it's been a few years, Miss Margie.
In general.
But yes, the future funeral directors and mortician, what they learned there, they learned, of course, the cosmetology, the biology, but also how to conduct a meaningful service and to assist families during these difficult times, both with the grief aspect and also the legal aspect to make sure everything is done the right way.
How long is that program?
The program itself, I believe it's 2 years.
Okay.
But for more information,
just
I
curious.
invite people to contact directly at the Commonwealth Institute, and they would be happy to share the latest.
The Commonwealth Institute in Houston of Funeral Services.
Yes.
Interesting.
This is not where I graduated.
No, but I mean, that's
where they
interesting.
offer
I
services.
didn't even know it existed, but I guess it has to. So
Absolutely.
I didn't learn it. So you do the embalming and all of that and the cosmetic. I mean, you have the ability to do that.
Absolutely. It
Right?
takes a license in Texas, and you need to complete the proper training with an institution such as the Commonwealth to be licensed in Texas.
Well, this is all good information. So in your daily life, what do you do?
In my daily life.
Here at Forest Park, what do you do?
Oh, yes. I have an amazing team that we work for, and we make sure that every details every day are taken care of for families. And we also make sure that the grounds look beautiful, and we make sure that every details are taken care of. And we make sure the beautiful memorials get installed and attend to any service request when loved one comes and they visit.
So what do people really have a lot of questions about? What do they not understand that you would like to share?
I think the most common information that I like to provide is not assuming that people know. And hear me out there. I hear a lot of folks says, "Oh, I don't need to pre-plan. They will know what to do." That's not quite what happens. Imagine the most difficult moment in your life and the stress that comes with it. Now having to make quick decision. What now? Where to go? Where to start? Is it what she really wanted? Am I doing the right thing? These questions are very hard, and
It's overwhelming.
Exactly.
It's very overwhelming when
So-
you're in an emotional state.
Exactly. So having Margie these questions ahead of time answered, and what we do to help families to pre-plan is we have what we call a personal planning guide, and we make sure that all those instructions are in writing. So there's no guesswork when it happens. There are precise instructions, and not only this, it also prevents a lot of family situation, because if we have, like, I have two sons, for example, they're very different. They have different views on things. They have different personalities. And as a result, being 100% on board with the same idea in the most stressful
They may have some
moment.
disagreements.
Exactly. And oftentimes I meet with people who are used to make business decision, right? In their day to day, you own a business, Margie, and you make all those rational decisions. But now to have to make emotional decision in an emotional moment, that is not what people are trained to do naturally. So this is why having this conversation, you're right, we may not like to talk about it, and the easiest way of not keeping talking about it is to sit down with us, having the personal planning guide completed, writing the instructions so we can file it and be peace of mind.
Well, and it seems to me it's very important, if you're a parent too, to have a plan, you know, of what's going to happen and where you're going to go, just so your kids are provided for as well. So it's a bigger picture too. So what your plan is, should something happen to the parents, if they get in a car accident or anything like that, and what happens to the children and things. I mean, that's a part of a bigger plan. But you can also change it too, right? If you make plans, let's just say you did something with Dignity Memorial and you were going to a different location somewhere else in the country. Could you then change it to Forest Park?
We have a exclusive protection to families that if you move more than 75 miles away from home, we make sure to make all the arrangements for having another Dignity Memorial closest to your new home.
So you help take care of that?
Yeah, absolutely. We do it all the time. Yes.
Well, and I know you do a lot of things even beyond all this. Having been through that, it is very personal care. You call, you text, you send emails, you do whatever it takes to help the family. Even if it isn't in the written plan of what it is, you do that.
We want to make sure that every details are remembered. You are absolutely correct. But Margie, you were saying earlier, as a parent, because we're both mothers, we plan for everything with our families, right? We plan for their kids when they were little. We plan for the school, education, and perhaps their wedding and whatnot. And in some cases, the grandchildren.
Yes.
I'm not there at that step, but
not yet.
I'm following your footsteps, Miss Margie. It is just natural that we also have that planning done. It's part of your portfolio, and I like how you bring this up because that's exactly what it is. It completes your portfolio.
That is exactly right. So you offer perpetual services. What is that? What does that mean?
Well, perpetual services, which means at a cemetery. We are a perpetual care cemetery, which means the grounds will be maintained forever. So you don't need to come up on a Saturday
and mow the lawn.
Exactly. We're here for anything that we can assist. Absolutely.
And you do different things like Memorial Day. You put flags out.
Yes. Last Saturday, we had different scout troops and other volunteers helping out. We placed United States flags on every veteran's that are buried in our park. And we also had on the Monday a ceremony to remember all our fallen heroes. And we had around 200 guests that were here, with us.
It's just really, it's a nice, unique place. And I do believe about the planning ahead. When our son was buried, unfortunately, we picked out his spot in an undeveloped area because they go fast, and he was one of the first buried there by the tree with the wild animals. But we also chose where we would be buried so we can be right next to him as a family. And I know my oldest son and his wife and my husband and I both had adjoining spots right there next to our son. And I think that gives a little peace of mind too. You know, that it wasn't something that necessarily you are overjoyed to do, but it's something that's important, especially when you had a loss, to be a part of a bigger eternal life, let's say, of a place to be.
And many families, just like you, Margie, have shared with me that they feel some peace and comfort in knowing that one day they will all be together.
Yes, exactly. And I know that you have other spots, and I don't know what the term for it is, but whole big family plots.
Yes, like there are different options for different days. So we have families that like to customize their own park and have their cemetery within the cemetery. That is something we take care of also.
And they're
for
marked
Spur
off.
Woodlands.
They're complete family units.
Yes, absolutely. We can have as many as needed. A question I always ask is if we needed to have everyone together, how many spaces should we plan for? And then after that, we go with their personal preference and taste. And then we continue with memorialization with different types of bronzes and granite and colors. And we can make sure that it really reflects the family and who they are.
Very nice. So what's coming forward for the park? Any other plans or anything?
Well, we have developments that are coming. Now we have our glass front niches that we were explaining earlier that just were installed. So we have more and more options for families choosing cremations. And we have more options coming our way also to make sure to stay the leader in the options we provide, or cremation families especially.
And you have an event, Veterans Day too, don't you? Or just Memorial Day?
We did for Memorial Day, yes. And the next event we are going to have will be for the holidays. Every year we take the time to assist families who have experienced a loss during the year and they're going through the first holiday season without their loved one. So this is something we had paused during, of course, the last 2 years with the COVID situation. But we are planning on doing something again this year.
Very nice. So let's talk a little bit about pre-planning. How does someone start with that? How do they get going? Do they just contact you? Do they go on your website, forestparkthewoodlands.com, or what do they do?
The easiest way, come and visit with us.
Drop by.
Yes, or office.
In person.
Or
Do you need an
office.
appointment first?
If you want, if you have a very specific time that is available to you, yes, it's better to call. So this way, make sure that one of our advisors really take the time to be solely for you and exclusively for you, and take the time to go over all the options and make sure your personal planning guide is completed and answer all your questions so you have the information you need to document and prepare all the decisions that are so important to your family. Otherwise, we are open every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., even on Sundays. Just come and visit.
Even on Sundays.
Mhm.
Or they could even maybe do a personal time and y'all can book it too, can't they? I mean, sometimes do they come to your house and talk to you and all of that?
Yes, we have individuals who are more comfortable this way, because sometimes coming to a funeral or cemetery office makes us think about our own previous loss, and they prefer having this conversation in the comfort of their own home. And we even had the individuals who have asked us to be more in a public environment, such as a cafe or Starbucks or
something.
things of that nature, and we do that too.
So it is located at 18000 I-45 South and wedged in between 242 and Research on the southbound feeder side. I can just picture it right now. It's a beautiful place. Do you have one separate place for babies? I know sometimes they do that.
Yeah, we do have a garden to assist families who unfortunately
Which is
go
just
through
horrible. I actually knew someone who had lost a child and had it buried there. It was some years ago. I can't imagine that either. But then again, I could never imagine losing a child before either. But I can say that it gives me peace of mind when I go to Joey's, where Joey is buried, because I know exactly where it is and it's easy to get to. And even though I believe he may not spiritually be there, it gives me peace of mind knowing that I can hang out, put some flowers, and wipe off the marker, and just know that, I don't know, it's just a tranquil place, and it is quiet, and it's beautiful, and it's surrounded, and I have seen animals kind of traipse through there quickly.
And I know how it was important to Joey.
It is important to Joey. Animals were important to him.
I take great
So-
pride also in helping design the memorial, because
That's it,
just
yes.
like you described, it's that connection. We all have that need to touch, and the memorial is
It's
that
your own. It
physical
has to be,
connection
yes.
that we
Yes,
can have.
and you did a fabulous job of putting like a dachshund and a cat on there for
Yes.
Joey, and not a scary cat.
Not a scary. What type
A
is
friend-
it? What it's a fury cat, right?
I don't know. It was a fluffy cat.
Fluffy cat.
I don't know. But
And with the little dash on
the dachshund, yes. So it needed to have a lot, and of course, the Army emblem and all of that. And that is how you identify if somebody's been in the military, because they have that little image of whatever
branch
of the service, armed forces
Yes.
they were involved in. So what have I left out about your story in Forest Park?
Well, this topic always brings lots of questions, and what I would say, Margie, is the easiest way to get the right information is to come and see us, give
Come
us
and see
a
us.
call. We're always here to help and here to answer questions. Some questions may be more personal, maybe more pertain to individual situation or family situation, and we're here to help, and everything, of course, is confidential, and come for your free consultation.
Do you ever go to churches and give talks?
Yes, absolutely. We
So
do.
different organizations could
Different
reach out to you
organization,
to
absolutely.
come and share information.
Absolutely. I had the privilege of speaking with the YMCA Senior Monthly Lunch Group last month, and also Interfaith of the Woodlands the month prior. So yes, absolutely. We're here to educate groups that like to know a little more. We have a seminar called Your Life, Your Legacy, and it's there to answer the most commonly asked questions about pre-planning especially.
Okay. I don't know what we haven't covered. You tell me anything.
I don't know. It's been quite the morning, Margie. But
I know.
I will say something, Margie. The relationship that we build with the families we serve, just like you and I, is always something unexpected. But we're here to a difficult time, and we're here even after, and years after. We have individuals visiting their loved ones. Some come weekly, some come almost daily, and we're here for them. And it's not rare, by the way, if you come by Forest Park, the Woodlands, that you would see me sitting on a bench next to a visitor that I have connection with over the years. So.
Well, I can tell from experience that y'all do a really nice job at the park there, and also where we had my son's service at the church. Did an excellent job of a display table that was very much tailored or personalized to him, and images of things like Blink 182 and cats and just various things, football, whatever it was that you heard us tell you about our son, and you took those images and made it fantastic. So just the level of professionalism, but when I say professionalism, I'm also saying caring, because sometimes professionalism can be very stoic, and it isn't that. It's more of a friendship, but to a higher level. White glove treatment is what I'm thinking about, but yet with that white glove treatment, you bring it down, and it's a connection, like you said, a relationship. It's a trustworthy relationship that starts there, or starts whenever you do the pre-planning, but continues on. And if you haven't been there, you need to go look at it. It is breathtaking, the place over there at Forest Park. It is different from other venues around us, completely different. I was actually shocked. I wasn't prepared for that, of how wonderful it was. So you do have a Facebook page. It is Forest Park Woodlands, which is pretty easy to find. And again, it's forestparkthewoodlands.com. And to find you, the best way is your email or...
Yeah, you can email me as Isabelle.Dion at dignitymemorial.com, or simply come and visit with us at Forest Park the Woodlands.
Well, this has been interesting. It's always interesting to learn about other services that you don't really know that much about, and it doesn't have to be a scary thing. It's something that, at some point our parents will die, and you never know about the inevitable things. Bad things happen all the time. I know that for a fact. So it's better to have a plan. I mean, I'm a planner anyway. I don't do spontaneous very well, though I really try sometimes. But as you move along, it's good to be educated on what the options are. So I want to give a quick shout out again to Roger Stein Chiropractic and Team Sinisi Real Estate Group. We appreciate their sponsorship. And if anybody else is interested in sponsoring, they can just go to irlonestar.com and find out about how to get connected. So I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, and we will see y'all again next week.
Thank you again for welcoming us.
All right.